Hello, it's Claire Riley, entrepreneur. I thought I'd just get this out of the way early in the morning. Probably starting tomorrow, I'm going to have to do these really early anyway. So just gonna go with it. Just realised I'm probably not on Wi-Fi. I'm probably on Wi-Fi, not on 4G, but we'll go with it now and hopefully it's a time of day when it's not going to cut out. So anyway, yeah, I've been thinking a lot about my goals and things for the new year, and something that I wanted to talk about was how are you going to make 2019 amazing. So something a bit controversial. On my Facebook feed, I see lots of people who say, hope 2019 is going to be good. I see some people moaning, and I hate moaning, like, want to see the back end of 2018, didn't treat us properly, and hopefully it'll treat us better in 2019. And the thing is, a lot of people have bad stuff happen all the time, every single year. I mean, to be honest, 2018 has been quite a good year for us. That doesn't mean to say that other years haven't been awful. It also doesn't mean to say that we haven't had challenging things happen in 2018. We absolutely have. But I think it's about the way you react as well. And you're only responsible for yourself. You've got to think about what you can change and what you can't change. So you can't change what's happened to you. You can't change how people treat you. You probably can't change the way you feel about it, if I'm honest. I think about the way I feel about certain things that have happened to me, or the way people have been with me, and I can learn to live with the way I feel, or I can deal with it and move on. But you can't really control how you feel, but you can control how you react, and then that can feed back to your feelings. Well, that's how I feel anyway. So if you had a bad year last year, I think the key to remember is that it doesn't matter whether you feel like life deals you a bad hand or not. It's the way you deal with it. And even if 2019 ends up being full of challenges and hurdles, it doesn't mean to say that it's not going to be a good year, even if you get difficult things in, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So take responsibility. And take responsibility for making 2019 really good, even if it's already looking bleak, because anything can happen, and even if one area of your life isn't going that well, then you can improve on another area of your life. I feel like I'm going to drop the phone. So anyway, that was one of the things I wanted to say. So yeah, do it yourself, because the year doesn't owe you anything. 2019 doesn't owe you anything, but it's there for the taking. It's there for you to set your goals and get out of it what you want to get out. Right, so I mentioned to you yesterday that last night we were sitting down and sort of writing out some goals. Now, I already had my words anyway. What are they now? Network. Forgotten them already. Oh, it's going well. It's going well. You see, I'm just human. That's the thing. I can't even find them now. Looking at last. Oh yeah, of course, yeah. News, network, and personal brand. So I'm gonna be hopefully building the personal brand. I don't really know what that looks like yet. I want to get Classroom Secrets in the news for positive reasons, and I'm gonna build my network as well. So they're the things I'm going to be working on. So what you need to do, you need to think about what you want next January 1st to look like. Like, who will you be? What will your job be? How much money will you have? How many properties will you own? Where will you live? Think about those things so that you can think about what goals you need to have in place. And, yes, be wild, but also be slightly realistic. So if I turn around to you and said, okay, next year I'm going to live in the Maldives, and I'm going to live in a £5 million house, that is not really achievable, is it? I've got to think about a goal that's actually achievable for me within the next year. but I can give you a wild goal that some people might think, oh, you'll never do that, and I can work hard towards it. And do you know what? I might not get there, but I'll be a lot closer than if I didn't come up with something like that. So yeah, think about where you want to be before you do it. So we thought of I thought of my words, and then we actually wrote affirmations. So I don't know if you're familiar with those. I've been doing them for about 18 months, and especially in the last year I've used them a lot, and they've been really good. So one of the ones that I was taught that I say quite a bit, which you might want to incorporate into your life, is money comes easily, frequently and abundantly to me. And now by saying that, if you just say it, nothing's going to happen. But the idea of saying it out loud, it's just reminding yourself that you have to do something to make that happen. You kind of like just reminding your subconscious really by saying it out. So I've written some affirmations in my book based on the news, the network and the personal brand, things that I'm going to do. I like them to be quite detailed, so I tend to do a sentence, but sometimes that could be like 5 lines. So I'll think about it. I might write it out and then edit it and put different words in, because I want to make sure that it's the most detailed that it could possibly be to get what I really want instead of something random. But I've used them quite a bit for, and my colleagues know this as well, for getting new colleagues into the team. So our customer service manager, our digital manager, and when we advertised for a new proofreader, we actually ended up getting 2 back, I think it started in April, I used affirmations and I said exactly what I wanted in those people, and it worked. It's brilliant. So write yourself some affirmations, say what you're wanting, and then revisit them every day, so that you're just making sure that you're reminding yourself of what you're wanting to achieve, rather than just going through life aimlessly. Right, sorry, I just like to make sure I've said everything I want to say. I wasn't sensible. Yesterday I did bullet points, this time I just wrote a paragraph, so I can't tell what I've written. Right, okay, yeah, so I did touch on resolutions yesterday, so I don't know whether you've written your goals or your resolutions. I'm not a massive fan of resolutions, because I feel like it's like, oh, it's New Year, we must do a resolution, we'll just pluck something out of the air, and it's not something that you really want to achieve, to be honest, or something that's attainable. And I mentioned it yesterday, but it's kind of like saying, okay, I want to eat healthily for the rest of the year, but how do you even measure that? Whereas if you said something like, I want to fit into a size 10 jeans by, I don't know, I think it's the 28th of April, then that is something that you can measure, something you can work towards, something that's achievable. So make sure that you can actually do it. If you're going to do a New Year's resolution, but better to set a goal, I think, because there's an end date. Everyone needs an end date, a closure date. Imagine if you just went to school for the rest of your life, you just were like, oh, I'm never going to leave. Everyone wants to retire, everyone wants to finish school, everyone wants to start a new job, everyone wants to get to the weekend, everyone wants a finish date. And so you need to give yourself a finish date if you want to achieve it and if you want to get there. Okay, so yeah, you might have started the new year today having thought of resolutions yesterday or goals, and you might want to change your mind already, and that's okay. If in the next couple of weeks you think, do you know what, this one ain't for me, change it, because if you're not on board with it, you're not going to do it. Right, okay, oh, I'm glad, I've done. I'll see you tomorrow morning, probably something about 6 AM. Right, bye, and Happy New Year.